Yeah, why not? I mean, as long as they're not going to get dinged by some weird corporation, you know?
That's the real kicker here, right? It's my jazz band, so fuck off, corporations. This is my intellectual property. Hire me, bitch.
It's kind of sad that I know that even that doesn't work sometimes. Have you heard about that? It hasn't happened in a while, I don't think. But I know I had heard about in the past, people would just play their own music and someone else would claim that it's theirs and put a copyright strike on the video. And they'd have to go through this like weeks-long process of actually going through and proving that, yeah, my own music is my own music and these people are lying because YouTube just sucks.
You fuckers want to see the master waves? Regardless, though, welcome to the Two Schmoes Show, everybody. I'm Nathan Orion, and I'm a schmo.
And I'm Carl. And I'm a schmo.
This is the Two Schmoes Show.
Sorry. Tired today. I am not on my A game, I'll be honest.
It's the fucking heat. I feel like ever since I started getting back in the 90s, thank you, Canada, for nothing. The air quality's been shit.
This is why we're tariffing you bastards.
You deserve the tariffs, motherfuckers. This in no way impacts me whatsoever.
It's kind of crazy, though. I'm going to be heading down to, unfortunately, Texas next week to take care of some family stuff. And I was looking at the weather ahead of it, and I was just like, man, it's going to be like 95? That sucks. I looked at the weather here, and I'm just like, wait a minute. It's basically the damn same.
No, we're more humid because we got mini oceans.
Yeah, but this part of Texas has like actual ocean, so it's still going to be pretty swampy.
Yeah, you're fucked.
And I'm going to be moving furniture.
You're double fucked. Okay, for all of you who don't know, Kyril and I, we talk about workout stuff behind here. And I'm just going to call you out, motherfucker. You're lucky you started doing those full body exercises.
Oh, I know. It's, yeah. Yep.
Nothing happened this week.
Yeah, I mean, I've dug up the news. I've done a journalism, by which I mean I looked at, what actually is talked about on Reddit.
You went to r/news. Congratulations.
I went to r/news and r/law and r/good news. I'll have you know. And I looked at the BBC homepage.
1 second. I need to see what r/good news looks like.
It's honestly it is basically a circle jerk. I don't ever actually go there for news. It's mostly just like, has something happened that I can talk about that weighs out all of the awful shit kind of place.
Okay, I know we're a little left-leaning on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're left-leaning by American standards. I don't know how the Overton window works across seas. However, I wanna make fun of this real quick. The first thing I see is a Blue Sky post about how Dems are fighting against Trump.
Yeah. That basically sums up the vibe of this place. I've seen it cropping up on the popular trending sections every once in a while. And I kind of get it, where everybody's just really fucking tired. But it's also kind of sad.
You see, I don't mind Reddit as an aggregate source. We've talked about this. However, what kills me the most, right, is just kind of how stereotypical Redditors are.
Isn't
and
it?
How I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to leave this as a digital footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll say, I have started to notice some really fascinating new types of people showing up on the internet and starting to use existing social medias very differently than the people who are coming before them, who have been using them for a long time. And I can only think to call it like the boomer social media user, where I've seen this a lot on Blue Sky in particular, where you'll get somebody talking about something, and it's like they're not botted accounts, you know, because if they are, whoever's doing it's doing a terrible job. It seems like it's just people who don't understand social media and see a person talking about a thing and just I don't know how to quite describe it. It's so bizarre. They'll be like, well, why aren't you talking about this other thing? I'm just like,
oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's not how that works. And it's not like the kinds of because that's not like that. I was trying not to say it that way because that's been a thing for a while as like a hyper activist kind of thing, you know. Like the recent example is there's lots of people who understandably have been very focused on the situation in Gaza.
Yeah.
But to the extent of saying, why aren't you talking about Gaza on literally every single post, isn't the way to go about that, in my opinion. In the same way, to a degree, that the people who are like spam posting, look at the Epstein files on literally everything. It's like, you know, you can not do that, and the thing won't go away. You can be more targeted in where you're putting your energy. But then we have these boomer internet people who are like, I don't know, Facebook grandparents who are finally venturing out into other social medias for the first time that seem to be talking in earnest almost. Like they just don't understand that more than one thing can be talked about at the same time. And it's really strange.
For me, I know there's like that old insult of slacktivism.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of like the next logical adjacent move from slacktivism, where you're not necessarily using your own voice or bothering to make an impression onto complete strangers as much as you're making you're hoping to create a conversation by pressing people on a subject you are not speaking about personally, which I think is absolutely lazy and fuck you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, okay, yeah. I was skimming through this subreddit too, and it's really interesting. There's actually a couple things that are much less. It's overwhelmingly, you know. I think that they have a whole tag for it: political positivity. It's not exclusively that, though. There's actually some uplifting things to be found here. I'm seeing this one talking about the whole. Apparently, Charlie Kirk said something about the president embodies masculinity, and I know I've said this before. The focus on people being hot, on America being sexy, is so fucking weird. It is just strange. I don't get it.
It's because we're often marketed as the obese country, so we got to take our sexy back.
But that's the thing, though, is it's just lying in like a really dumb, unnecessary way. Like, you don't have to do that. Yeah. And that's the part that I don't get is like, why is this the hill you're trying to die on? Why is that the narrative spin you're trying to make? Is it that it probably is that the people that they're appealing to are that, I don't want to say vain, because like vanity implies that they actually try, delusional about their own outward appearance, that they think that that's true in any way.
I agree. Like, because Donnie, to me, right, he strikes me as releasing testosterone the same way as a used up like tube of fucking toothpaste excretes toothpaste.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this real weird hyper obsession. I think it is really just there's a lot of young people on the internet, right?
Yeah.
And you never know who's where. For all we know, we could have toddlers listening to us. In which case, hey everybody, how's it going? But like, I think if you start pointing fingers and trying to lead impressionable audiences to that, it gets like more of the Papa Smurf effect of never questioning a damn thing. Because I mean, let's face it, I don't think there's many open. That's weird way of putting it. Not many like commonly held regards of what like testosterone looks like that isn't like overly Hollywood, you know?
Yeah. Very stereotypical.
Very, very stereotypical.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the right wing approach to it, which is like, again, empty tube of toothpaste. I think I saw dust come out the other day. I hate it when I laugh at my own jokes. I feel pretentious. So we were talking about the news. What is the actual fucking news?
What is the news? The big thing that we're going to be going through here is that the Republican-controlled House of the state of Texas are trying to go and extremely gerrymander the state of Texas in order to give Republicans 5 more seats in the House. And this is, thanks to our Supreme Court, both something that is technically legal, at least in the way that these Texas Republicans are framing it, but is also something that is really obviously scummy. The response to it, though, is what has been making headlines, because the Democrats of the Texas House, in response to this, have more or less fled the state in order to prevent the Texas Congress from having a quorum and being able to actually start proceedings. It's been a big falling out from there. So because the Texas House can't do anything because they don't have a quorum, they can't start this legislation, and the response to that has been from Texas's Governor Hot Wheels to issue arrest warrants for all of these Texas Democrats in order to bring them back to the state, even though it doesn't seem like they've actually broken any laws.
Isn't that grounds for a lawsuit?
Yes, but there would have to be some sort of harm first, right? And the entire point of it is that the Democrats are trying to not go back into Texas until they absolutely have to.
Yeah.
It has been blows back and forth, right? Because something that I learned through this whole saga is that the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, let me double check this, which one it is that he owns. But he is the owner. I don't believe he's the CEO, but he is a member of the Pritzker family that owns the Hyatt hotel chain. And he has issued directives to all of the Hyatt hotels to give lodging to these Democrats that are trying to stay out of Texas. And beyond that, to specifically not comply with any law enforcement trying to do anything on their premises.
So what's the end game for Texas at this point?
And that's the really fascinating part too, right? Because the other response to this has been from Illinois, California, and New York, that if Texas goes ahead with its gerrymandering, that each of those states will do gerrymandering on their own in order to basically delete whatever seats Texas tries to gain. California in particular is Democrat voting enough that they could give the Republicans 0 House seats from California.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. The more I see these political moves from Texas, and this is in no way like a dig at Texas itself, because I really do like Texas culture and whatnot. The more I think they're trying to turn into Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they pretty much are. And I actually think it's more the other way in some cases, in some ways, that Texas or Florida is trying to be more Texas.
Mm.
But they're sharing notes. It's going back and forth, right?
Well, when I think of Florida, I think of all the drug problems. Obviously, they're rampant there.
Yeah. I
don't really think that stereotype. Granted, this is because we have the Florida man meme. So maybe there is more of a problem in Texas than we're led to believe, but it is just, I see that as the staunch difference between those two.
Mm-hmm. The really unique thing about Texas is just how much of a shining example on the hill they are of how Republican policies don't work, where they claim and talk about how they have no state income taxes, they don't require insurances or anything, but the actual effect of all of that is just that they lack social programs, so they have massive homeless and crime problems as a result of that. And then because insurance is so spotty, if you actually want insurance, like on your house or your car, you pay massive premiums for it because it's not being subsidized. I guess you would. And then they have the entire utilities problem where because their electrical grid is all privatized, it goes down whenever you look at it wrong. And they have these massive blackouts for days or weeks at a time with no accountability.
So here's something I would like to bring up about Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hail in Texas is a scary thing for your insurance premium.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I see like people get into shit because of hail? Because they live on the northern side of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Tornado Alley side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like whole separate insurance policies just to accommodate that risk entirely so that your home insurance can be separated.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense if you're in that risk because you're basically replacing the whole roof, right?
Yeah, no, it is basically just like a roof policy at that point.
Same way that people in like the Mississippi Delta get separate flood insurance.
Yeah, well, everybody gets separate flood insurance. Like flood insurance is through FEMA.
I guess so.
Yeah. Overall, there's like several states I would never want to live in just because I see their insurance and I know what they go through on a fucking daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, California, and Florida. Those are the unholy trinity. Michigan kind of sucks for auto insurance, but that's because we have no fault.
Yeah, and then the other side of that is when you need to use it, it's usually pretty useful.
Yeah.
It does work.
I prefer the Michigan no fault practices because at least that shit does have practical use for saving lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, with these Texas Democrats, they have arrest warrants that have been issued. The big news that was coming in at the end of the week, though, is that apparently the FBI is going to be getting involved in order to locate and bring these Democrats back to Texas. This was something that was rumored at first, and the general response to it was like, that doesn't seem legal. It doesn't sound like you have the grounds to do anything like that. And basically they don't, but it's going to be a matter of who's going to stop them, it seems. Because Texas Senator Cornyn sent a letter to FBI Director Kash Patel saying basically as much, help us arrest these people. And Kash Patel stepped right in line and is going ahead with that. So...
Aren't they supposed to be getting the criminals, though? Like the many criminals in the U.S. that, were still deported?
Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly. Did you hear about the Trump burger guy that got... Have you heard of Trump Burger?
No, please go on.
So Trump Burger is, I don't know if it's a single location or a chain, but it is at least a single location in Texas that is exactly what it sounds like. this guy who owns this restaurant is fervently pro-Trump to the extent that all of the burger buns have like Trump's name stamped in them. Turns out this guy is not an American citizen, came into the U.S. on a green card 5 years ago. In 2024, he overstayed his green card and didn't leave and became an illegal immigrant. And the Trump burger guy got arrested because of that earlier this week. And presumably is facing deportation.
There's no statute of limitations on that shit?
Nope.
Damn.
It's also the kind of thing, though, because it is a crime, air quotes crime, that is always ongoing. There's no real way to have a statute of limitations end, right? Other than by removing yourself from the country, which is the ultimate punishment for breaking that.
Yeah. I do like how his fucking story very much exemplifies like the common way we get like undocumented immigrants in this country. Mm-hmm. And that they just come over legally, overstay, and they just decide not to leave. Yeah. They don't.
Yeah, it's the number one way that it happens.
Honestly, like, if you really were concerned about fucking security on undocumented immigrants, you would just go pay a visit when you know a visa expires.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing, is that with a lot of these cases, when people, because if you get a visa in the first place, you've gone through the process of demonstrating that, like, you're not an immediate risk. You're not here to commit crimes. You're not here to, be a terrorist. You're going through the processes to contribute in some way. And those are the kinds of people that you would want to potentially become full citizens at some point.
Yeah.
Or at least stay here for the economic benefit, because usually they have either tourism, which is, all plus for the economy, or they have some sort of skill that they're trying to utilize over here that we have a need for. And when these people have their visas expire, you don't want to just kick them out right away. You want to give them a chance to be like, okay, fix your stuff so that you're not breaking the law, or apply for the right type of visa. Because that was the other thing. This guy applied for a green card, which has pretty specific work requirements, from what I understand, more or less meaning you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a green card, but whatever the specific visa he had was one that had requirements like that. And then he goes and opens a fucking business. Like,
what's going to happen to Trump Burger anyway now?
Well, it wasn't very good to start with, so it seemed like it was already losing money. But assuming he ends up getting deported, I'm sure it'll get sold to someone else, and see what happens.
Wouldn't it be fun? Do you know about the Burger King mobile unit?
I do not.
So the U.S. military, as far as I know, they have a Burger King mobile unit to deploy a Burger King anywhere there's ground troops.
Burger King mobile unit.
Yeah, U.S. military Burger King truck. You'll get a picture of it right away.
Yeah. During the occupation of Afghanistan, the U.S. Air Force flew in a mobile Burger King along with other restaurants.
So what if ICE got the Trump burger and they just turned it into their version of the Burger King truck?
I do think it's going to be really fascinating and a bit disappointing once we see this administration, if it ever comes up, but once we see any of the people in this administration actually have to deal with a real combat scenario, because, like, beyond the parts where they are racists and misogynists, etc., they're also just really bad at their jobs. And given how much of the military is people being smart and understanding logistics, I can't see them doing well with it.
I truly think a war going on would be the worst thing that could happen during Donnie's term for Donnie himself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear that there's a good reason why all of the military action we've had has been like the Iran thing, right? You just send a guy in a plane to drop a bomb. There's not a ton of logistics involved. It's a crew, they go out, they come back. Done. as soon as they have to start occupying something, it's going to be a shit show.
Dude, I'm convinced. Like the moment he's no longer any use to the military, then you'll start seeing like a lot more active attempts to get him not impeached, but like get him straightened in line. I'm that afraid of the U.S. military.
Yeah. Not any more than any other redneck with a gun, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of what they've devolved themselves to. Well, in other news, we got a couple of quick things to hit through here. Because Tesla is doing so great right now, Elon Musk has been awarded a $29 billion pay package.
Is that a buyout of his stocks?
Oh, no, this is just his salary.
But why?
Would you like to hear some statistics to put this in? Oh, because he's stocked his board entirely with sycophants that will do anything that he wants, and he wants money, so they're giving him money at gross expense of the company itself. Tesla's also basically a meme stock at this point, so it's not like their cars matter.
No, I truly don't believe that, too.
But can I give you some figures here to put into context what that absurd number is?
Sure.
That is $3,000 from the sale of every Tesla ever sold. And the other one that I like is that if you add up all of the EV tax credits that Tesla has gotten, that is 40% of them has made up what Elon's paycheck is going to be.
You know, I know he's an idiot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at least he's smart enough to keep the game in his favor at all times. I'm just flabbergasted at all of that.
I mean, yes, but they also just cheat, you know?
Yeah. Cheating's part of the game at this point.
Like, Tesla stock went up this summer because they didn't lose as much market share as they were projected to. They were expected to see something like a 3%, or I think it was 2.9% drop in revenue from this time last year, and they only saw a 2.4% drop. So their stock price went up, even though they still sold 2.5% less cars than they did the year before.
That's actually really fucking stupid.
Isn't it? It's so dumb.
Wait, wasn't that also around the time that Donnie was talking about getting rid of, like, EV credits?
I think this was just before that. So that part hadn't hit yet.
Regardless, that's really fucking... So you're telling me, Kyril,
Yep.
their sales still went down, but because everybody else's went down slightly more in favor of them, it all works out. Yeah.
No, everybody else's went up. Theirs was the only one that went down. Every other EV auto manufacturer, their sales were up. It was just Tesla that went down. But because the Wall Street analysts and bankers predicted that it would be down 2.9%, and it was down less than that, they didn't lose as much as they thought they were going to, the stock price went up. But every other EV manufacturer is doing great. It's just a Tesla problem.
Dude, I'm level with you. It must be one hell of a drug.
Isn't it?
Dude, so for those who don't know, the joke is that a lot of those financiers use rich people drugs like fucking finance analysis, all right, whatever. Wall Street people use ketamine because it's a rich person drug.
Yep. In other news, also out of the White House now, RFK Jr. has removed $500 million of HHS funding for vaccine development, saying in a statement on Tuesday He wants the health department to move away from mRNA vaccines, calling on the department to start investing in better solutions. He provided no details on what those technologies might be.
What's a better solution than prevention?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Keep in mind, this is the same week that a paper was published for mRNA vaccines for targeting specific cancers that had nearly 100% effectiveness with almost no side effects. So, like, we have basically figured out a vaccine for certain cancers, and at the exact same time, RFK wants to cut $500 million in funding from figuring those out. Like, that is as cutting edge as you could be for being in the sciences. This is like such a great example of how
we lost
be success. Oh, it's back.
You just came back, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's such a good example of like how dumb these people are at their jobs. Where it's like, do you want America to be successful? Like, regardless of all the other bullshit, if you want that to happen, making things that other countries want is the way to do that. Making a literal cancer vaccine is a pretty damn good way to boost revenue.
So, hear me out, right? Obviously, America should be successful, but it should be successful on my terms. You ever thought about what I want for America?
Nope.
I imagine America where everybody has to listen to this show at least once a week. And I also want an America where we get all the fucking ad revenue and sponsorships. I don't care about the sponsorships or the ads that play. We could get like fucking, we could sell vapes to babies. That's my America. A Two Schmoes Show America.
A better America.
A better America. In fact, here we go. Parents, get around. We're going to do an ad read. I'm the infamous Orion, and I support Liquid Death. We have Fruity Pebbles Liquid Death on the market today. It's great for the kids. Everybody out there should get some Liquid Death. Carol, do you drink Liquid Death?
Nope.
Do you know what Liquid Death is?
I mean, a little bit. Honestly, I don't get the point of it, but
I'm just doing it for the bit.
I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum.
I'm doing it for the bit because anybody who doesn't know Liquid Death and me literally peddling a Fruity Pebbles Liquid Death to kids sounds really fucking funny without context. Drink Liquid Death, everybody. It's the official soda, not even soda, it's seltzer water of Ozzy Osbourne. And if you don't, fuck you. No cancer vaccine for you. Ad read over.
Great. So, like, just so I understand, yeah. Liquid Death it's just water, right?
Yeah, dude, it's literally just water.
It's expensive water.
Yeah, okay. It is kind of more expensive water. It's expensive for water, but the seltzer stuff I think is genuinely worth the price.
Okay, interesting.
Because it's just like it's like a healthier soda at that point, less sugar.
Agave. My go-to has been Gamer Sups.
Ooh, okay.
Because they have caffeine-free versions, so I can kind of like pick how much I need in the morning before work.
For me, Liquid Death is my drink of choice, not because, a musician and I enjoy metal music, but their fucking marketing is on point for someone like myself.
You're being pandered to. Don't fall for their lies.
It's about time I got fucking pandered to.
When will the white men finally have their chance to stand on the top of the pedestal?
Listen, man, I'm not soft enough for LaCroix. I want a fucking seltzer water that doesn't upset my tum-tum that can say fuck.
Yeah, this seltzer, that would be a great... if they haven't done that yet, Liquid Death, call us up. This water can say fuck. There's your new slogan.
Dude, it would be really fucking funny. I'm actually signed up for their fucking rewards program. I'm saving up to get the fucking Liquid Death neon sign.
Why not?
Yeah. And that's when we'll get cameras for the show, and then the audience can not only just see my beautiful face, but they get to see my liquid death sign in the background.
Nice.
Yeah. Would you like to see the liquid death neon sign?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That sure is what that is.
It sure is what it is. Oh, Houdini has entered the room. Ah, buddy. What's next on the agenda?
One more piece. Well, no, that's not true. Another piece of government stupidity this week. NASA has decided that they're going to deorbit a satellite. First of many, I would assume. But they're going to start deorbiting a satellite that is used by the weather services specifically to track drought conditions in order to plan for them. And is a major tool of farmers. And they're going to just destroy it because they don't like it.
Yeah, dude. Fuck the farmers.
This is the kind of thing that is really frustrating to see. In the same situation with the vaccine stuff. Scientists who have been working in these fields have been talking about this for literally months now, how immediately damaging this Doge trying style of cutting science funding is, where like they're gonna deorbit a fucking satellite. You can't just control Z that once you realize you actually need that satellite. Same with these vaccine funding things, or like USAID. You cut this funding, it doesn't matter if you realize you fucked up, a week later and want to start it up again, it's done. You can't just do that. You're having to redo all of this work. It's very frustrating.
But have you thought about that maybe creating jobs for Americans, Kyril?
Yeah, but they already did make jobs for Americans.
Oh.
And I don't get it. Like, I don't know. You'd think making sure farmers don't deal with droughts would be the most thing in line with this administration's goals. But they just don't care.
Dude, this administration has one goal. It's fucking survive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I guess we'll see how the farmers do with it.
You know how they survive at this point?
What's that?
Run out the fucking clock and do nothing.
Man. See, that's the thing that I don't get, is that I assume that too, to a degree. But they're doing a really shitty job of that.
They
For
really
trying to
are.
run out the clock, it's like they're speed running instead. Like, I don't know, maybe they think that the Supreme Court is just that much in their court that they can get away with literally anything. But I have to hope that's not the case.
What?
I guess we haven't seen that yet, right? Maybe it isn't.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Every day, midterms are going to either be the funniest fucking thing or I'm going to cry real hard at midterms.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I mean, that's the thing, is that, yeah, they'll either be great or they won't happen.
Yeah.
And we won't know for another year.
Honestly, I think they're kind of at the point where they got to start doing shit now if they don't want midterms to happen.
Well, so that's the thing, and that is what gives me some hope, right? Is that this stupid shit with this Texas gerrymandering. They wouldn't do that if they thought elections were going to happen, right? They wouldn't be rushing so much to get things redistricted before primaries start if they thought that they could get away with this by being more, covert in some other way. Same way, Trump apparently declared this week in some way that they want to do another census and not count the illegal immigrants. And for one, you can't just declare that you're going to do another census. It happens every 10 years per the Constitution. You don't just, it's not how it works on any level. But past that, the census also doesn't talk about citizens. It just wants you to count all of the people. And much as maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe that's the secret thing, is that they don't view the immigrants as people. So that's why they don't want them counted. But as the Constitution says, and as every piece of case that's been brought about this has confirmed, you have to count the people. Like, in case anybody wants to be reminded on this, they tried to do something else with the slaves, and they counted them as 3/5 of a person. Just to jog our memories. They made constitutional amendments to get rid of that. So, yeah, good stuff, right?
They're really bad at just not doing anything.
It's really fascinating, just how bad they are at everything. Like, okay, another example. This week, Trump announced that the Pentagon's going to be starting military operations in Central America, targeting the drug cartels. Like, straight out of the 80s, but they're just talking about it publicly. Yeah. What is going on here? Even if that is your goal, why are you talking about this? Why are you letting the drug cartels know that they need to start amping up their own security? What are you doing?
It's not a fair fight if they don't know what's coming their way.
You know, credit to the CIA of the 80s. They were real pieces of shit, but at least we got some cool movies out of it. I can't imagine watching fucking Tom Clancy during the Trump administration. Can you imagine that? How fucking bleak that would be?
You know, I'm kind of questioning.
Jack Ryan joins ICE.
What is going to be the cultural consensus of Trump Part 2? Because I'm kind of getting like a Cope vibe from like Superman.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. I totally think that, because we all saw how much these people, like the right-wing pundits, to be clear when I say people, disliked Trump very deeply at the onset of all of this. Fucking JD Vance literally called him Hitler, right? Yeah. None of these people like him, but they know that he has the cult of personality, and they have to suck up in order to not get absolutely shithoused in whatever election that it is. And once he's out of the picture politically, I strongly suspect they're going to be doing hard 180s, and they're being very intentional of the way that they're handling themselves now in order to try and cast that, you know, credible deniability thing. Even though it's very clear what they're doing.
When you say 180, are you just referring to...
As in like a, you know... The best case scenario would be that Trump gets arrested and put to jail for January 6th, or arrested for the whole Epstein stuff and put to jail for being a pedophile. Anything like that. Trying to give themselves as much of a window as they can to be like, I always thought that guy was bad news. The party was along with him and I wanted to help the party, but I always thought he was bad news, and that's why you should still listen to me even though I've been lying to you for the last 10 years. That kind of situation.
I pick what you're pulling up, Kyril.
Yeah.
I can
honestly, in a way, it's kind of ironic. Wouldn't it be funny for the Republican Party that the best off-ramp they have for this Trump cult that is sort of like eating themselves alive would be for him to die? Like, bam, heart attack in the middle of the night. Trump dies in office. Then they get to have the whole presidential funeral and the pomp and the circumstance, and then they never have to actually reckon with the fact that they promoted a rapist and a pedophile and a fascist for however long.
I don't know. I think you give it like 10 years and a FOIA request, then you would probably get that coming out more, but...
Oh yeah, for sure. But if he's dead, there's no consequence that can happen. You can't put Trump as the sort of I can't find the word. The representative, this metaphor for the Republican Party. You can't put him on trial and have that trial be that symbolic. The Republican Party is being tried for, you know, whichever thing. That never happens at that point.
I see what you're putting down. Yeah. I get you.
Regardless, I do have a couple more things to go through real quick.
I like things.
Things. So we'll go with the more serious one first, and the two that I'm finding more amusing. Trump is going to be meeting Putin in the United States, and this is kind of a big deal because there are active international arrest warrants out for Vladimir Putin to be arrested for his crimes in Ukraine. So the fact that we're going to be allowing him to set foot within the United States in Alaska is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. So it is Alaska that they're going to meet.
Yes.
That's really fucking convenient.
This is a really fucked piece from an Atlantic article. Trump is open to including Zelensky in the Alaska talks this week, a White House official told us. But for now, at Putin's request, the Ukrainian leader has not received an invite.
Yo, what if Donnie turned it into a fucking like WWE event where he and Putin are just like sitting there, and then all of a sudden Zelensky just comes out from the corner with a fucking chair? Come on. Tell me that
it would be pretty one-sided. Though it would be very funny if it's like, and Zelensky with the steel chair, and then he just unfolds it and sits down.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually much funnier. I fucking hate me. Why can't you be funny?
But yeah, so this is all, of course, coming after Zelensky has been very publicly talking against the United States and Russia's plans to try and end the war. It also is worth noting, where the hell did that go? I think I retweeted it on Blue Sky. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But there was a super chilling statement from, what the hell was it? It was like Trump's, no, I want my profile. Where's my profile? There it is. One of Trump's NATO ambassador Matthew Whitaker on CNN talking about Ukrainian territorial concessions. Quote, no big chunks or sections are going to be just given that haven't been fought for or earned on the battlefield. Strongly implying that the Trump administration stance is that if Russia earned, whatever the fuck that means, part of Ukraine, that they'll just get to keep it.
I'm sorry, it devolved into a 1,000-yard stare hearing that.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. This is like pure imperialistic 1800s almost shit. Stuff we haven't seen in a long time as a geopolitical thing. And it's also the kind of thing that starts to open the door for the parts of the Trump administration plans that have been talked about with not complete seriousness, but not in complete jest either, with the ideas of like annexing Canada, right? If Russia can steal part of Ukraine, and as long as they have the military might to do it, the Trump administration could easily use that same excuse to do the same to Canada. It's laying the groundwork for the kind of geopolitics that nobody benefits from.
Why do we want Canada? Like, I mean this with all respect to our northern brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. Canada, you're honorary Michiganders as far as I'm concerned. Why do we need Canada?
That's a good question. The serious answer would be trees. They have a lot of trees.
Okay.
Beyond that, the actual reason why Trump wants Canada is that their president was mean to him, and he doesn't want their government to exist anymore because of that.
Donnie. I know you're listening, Donnie. I know this is your favorite it's the best podcast in the fucking world, Donnie. However, I raise you a second California. That's what you're going
California to electric boogaloo.
That's maple syrup boogaloo. Good sir.
The other, good point. The other part of that, though, is that I don't think they would let them vote in that hypothetical. They would be very literal second-class citizens. What was that? Sorry?
Does Puerto Rico get to vote?
In some things, yes, but not for things like the presidency. They have specifically voted against measures that would make them a state, and from that would grant them both representation in Congress and the right to vote for things like the presidency, because doing that would also open them up to particular financial requirements.
You know, that's fair. I'm all for Puerto Rico for statehood, but frankly, it's their decision.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously should be their decision, and so far it has been their decision not to, but I do find it extremely questionable, and there has been much question raised over the legitimacy of the elections that they've had and the results of them. So,
I mean, like, we could go all day about Puerto Rico for statehood. I think they should get... I think either we give them statehood or we should just let them go as a territory. I don't fucking get our whole deal with Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah. I do think it is a when, not an if, for when Puerto Rico becomes a state.
Fair.
It's clear that sentiment is changing. And I think especially as politics get more polarized, having them be inherently tied to the United States is, you know, you might as well have a say in the shit show, at least, if you're going to be stuck going to it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And besides, who doesn't want to see like a Puerto Rican representative in Congress? Mm-hmm. And then they get to see like all the real shit show?
Yeah. On like a political gamesmanship part, though, it's worth noting that Puerto Rico is very right-wing, particularly when it comes to religious issues. Same as, you know, they're like Florida, but more, right?
I mean, you know, speaking culturally, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Very anti-abortion type sentiments.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with a name like Puerto Rico, you shouldn't expect anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be funny if that's what is the final push for Puerto Rico to do statehood, is that the Republicans want that extra seat in the Senate?
That would be kind of funny to bring that up on midterms.
Yeah. I can see it happen. Because that's like two seats in the Senate at the very least, plus at least would it be 2 seats? Yeah, it would be 2 seats. 2 seats in the Senate, plus at least 1 in the House. And it's not huge, but that's not nothing with as tight as the margins are.
I mean, especially these margins.
Mm-hmm.
When you're predicting, if you have to redistrict Texas, of all things, to make yourself feel more secure...
Texas, famously not gerrymandered at all.
How many super frustrating. Dallas are there?
Yeah. Which one is it? I think it's Austin and San Antonio are in the same fucking district, even though they're 90 miles apart.
That's so beautiful.
It's so fucked. Yeah, Texas, and the extra fucked part is that Republican pundits have been going on shitholes like Twitter and posting pictures of Texas's gerrymandered to hell districts and being like, look at what the Democrats did. Like, no, dude, I don't know if you're an idiot, probably both. You're probably both an idiot and deeply compromised, but like, this is purely a Republican invention in Texas, as at least it is.
When has like Texas ever had any blue influence?
It's not nothing, right? They have a handful, like, 5 at least, blue seats that they're trying to flip red. And when you look at, the Texas Congressional, sure. When you look at the actual population, it is still majority Republican, but it's like a solid 35 to 40% are left leaning.
Okay.
It's the classic thing where all of the cities are blue and they look small, but that's where the people are because the cities have lots of people in them. That's why they're cities. So, would you like some Schadenfreude?
Sure. I'm always hungry for some shit in Freud.
Las Vegas tourism in June was down 11% from last year.
In June?
In June, yes.
Beginning of tourist season, June.
Yes. Down double digits.
Gen Z is going to kill this economy.
Well, and the big part of it, that is definitely a part of it, but it's international tourism.
That makes
People
more sense.
aren't traveling to the U.S. internationally because there's been these horror stories that are extremely chilling of people just like being here on a vacation, and like even the cases where people are like trying to actively leave on their schedule and then they just get arrested and put in a jail for a month for literally nothing. Or like people getting turned away from being able to enter the U.S. because they have a JD Vance meme on their phone.
Jay Dizzle, look what you did to our economy, brah. The big beautiful bill is coming, and those tourism dollars aren't going to help it.
Nope. Harry Reid International Airport received a grim report Wednesday. Domestic travel in June continued to lag compared to last year, down 6.1%. International travel was down by 10%.
Damn.
So it's both, and they add up to be pretty bad. The other one, Kentucky bourbon sales are in the shitter right now, in part because genuinely Gen Z doesn't want to drink Kentucky bourbon, but also they can't export anything because they're getting tariffed by other countries, particularly Canada.
Canada likes Kentucky bourbon, huh?
And it's not bad stuff. It's kind of like champagne in a way, where like you can technically make something close to it pretty much anywhere, but there's pedigree to having the real stuff from the real place.
Okay. I don't drink alcohol, so none of this means anything to me.
Yeah, that's fine. With that, would you like to talk some movies? We have dos movies to talk about.
Dose? That's the most.
Dose.
That's literally the minimum you need to say movies.
Isn't it? The big release this weekend is Weapons, the horror movie from director Zach Kreger of Barbarian. It's doing really, really well, as people kind of expected. This was, we talked about this before the show, and I hadn't really heard about it, but everything that I have heard people talk about is like, this is the movie I was looking forward to the most this year, and it lived up to that.
Very cool.
Synopsis, when all but one child from the same school class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. An interesting thing that I heard about this in the reviews that lends a lot of credibility to the quality of this movie is that structurally it does a really good thing where the first majority of it is based on that question of like, what happened to these kids? And then at a certain point, you obviously figure that out, and the movie has to do this pivot, and it does it really well to, okay, and then now how do we fix this?
Yes. I don't know. Like it looks good. Horror's not particularly my thing, but regardless, I think it's cool.
Same.
I think it's a very interesting time we're living in, where horror movies are kind of the critical darlings.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know why that is?
A24?
No. Well, kind of. A24 symptom. They have small budgets, so they don't need to make a ton of money. So you can make a good movie without having to worry about making a movie that makes all the money.
Okay,
it's almost like it's a lesson that other parts of the industry should learn by now, and they haven't.
You know what other movie had a really small... Sorry.
I was going to say, me looking at Fantastic Four making $500 million and being considered a financial failure.
Isn't that fucked up?
Isn't it?
Dude, like, okay, Fantastic Four, everybody, for a firm reminder, good movie.
Very good movie.
Yeah, objectively...
We both recommend it.
One of the best MCU movies of this last decade. What the fuck? It's considered a financial failure at the moment because it can't make its bloated budget back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Superman is just barely edging ahead of it, and it has a week's head start.
It's a weird year for movies, box office wise. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, the box office for Fantastic Four is $434.2 million at this point.
Yep.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was. But still, too close for comfort.
But that's right. It's on an estimated budget of about $200 million, and that doesn't account for advertising. This had a massive advertising push.
Had to. Yeah.
Analysis that I saw was that you should basically like double their budget to account for that, and it's basically only just broken even. Whereas the Superman movie probably, and maybe that's just the benefit of them being first. They had a slightly larger budget, 225, and have made 578 back. So even then, they're making like I'm curious. Let me. It's only in its opening week, so it's not going to be a good measure. But Weapons, which has had extremely little advertising for it, is budget of 38, and it's made 70 million. So it's like $30 million right off top. It's made that. And it's only going to go up from there. And it took Fantastic Four 3 weeks and $500 million almost now to hit that same profit margin. It just doesn't make sense.
It is literally...
And that's it. Before we get to the point, that $38 million is still a fucking huge budget.
Yeah.
Like... Let me look up just a random movie that I bought a copy of this week. That... what is it called? That's what it's called. I'm curious what its budget was. The Talented Mr. Ripley, 1999.
I love that movie.
Okay, for $40 million. But it has a massive fucking cast. It's stacked.
You gotta account for inflation as well, I feel.
That's true. You do have to a bit.
May I give something similar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, no, this is a bad example. I was just going to fanboy a little bit. Knives Out had a very similar budget to Weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did great.
Yeah. It made almost 10 times its budget back.
I would like to bring back an old standard for to be reused.
Please.
If your movie cost more to make than monster trucks, you shouldn't be making it.
You slay me, good sir. I have been slain. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Monster Trucks was really fucking expensive.
Yeah, it was $125 million.
Dude.
For fucking Creech.
You could make... Sorry, you can make like 3 fucking weapons with the monster truck budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or half of a Fantastic Four. You only get a Fantastic 2. That's not enough.
Which Fantastic 2 are you going to use? Reed and Sue or Johnny and Ben? You don't get Herbie. You can't use Herbie. You have to have all 4 to get Herbie.
I think the outside answer is that you get Reed and Ben.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's very.
I think that would be a fun, side mission kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just them in the car the whole time because they don't have any other way to get around. Road trip movie. There we go. That's what it is. They have to get to California and the jet's broken.
Oh my god. So they're on like the side of the road and everybody like people will stop for Reed, but they won't stop for Ben.
Yeah.
So like Reed has to go out, hitchhike, and then Ben comes out. He's like, "Hey, can my friend come along too?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have Ben out there and he's just like trying to flag people down and they just keep slowing down to be like, it's clobbering time, and then drive away.
And they can't even get like in a normal car, so they have to like wait for some trucker. So Ben has to go into like the very back of the truck.
Yeah. Okay, here's my pitch to you.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but it's Ben and Reed.
Approved. So
I think that actually could have some legs. Like Ben and Reed are in, I don't know, go the other way with it, right? They're in Chicago for some press thing. Sue and Johnny are back at home base because the kid's newly born or whatever, and they're taking care of it all. So they have to get back to New York. Plane breaks down. Some bullshit thing. So they got to figure out the rest of it. And it just goes from there.
Dude, I think you just described the plot of Avengers Doomsday. They gotta get back to save Sue and the baby.
Here we go. Marvel, call us.
Marvel, we're
are ready.
Your next Russo brothers.
Yeah, we're cheaper than Robert Downey Jr.
We are cheaper. We will only take half the budget of a monster trucks for both of us. So you're getting really a quarter monster trucks quality.
And then you have half of the other part of the monster truck to spend on the rest of it.
There you go.
It's basically free.
A quarter of that's going to be like the Ben Grimm CGI. Don't get me wrong. But we're literally just filming on the side of a highway the whole movie.
You know what the Fantastic Four movie was missing?
What's up?
They didn't spend $10 million intricately modeling Ben Grimm's bulge.
Oh my god.
That's what the people want, and they're not getting it. That's why you only made $500 million and not the full $1 billion. That's why you're losing to Avatar. Sex appeal.
Really? Like, I know you put Pedro Pascal in there for like the eye candy, but you're missing the thing right in front of you, and it's the actual thing.
Perfect.
Hear me out, right? We're going to need to change this adaptation a little bit. Hear me out, Kyril.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm, LGBT icon.
Mm.
It's more likely than you think.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about weapons, weren't we?
Yeah, I was gonna say, on that note, Freakier Friday also happened, and it's apparently fine.
That's where Sam is right now. She is watching that with her mom.
Yeah.
It is a mother-daughter movie, and last time I checked, Carol, I'm neither a mother. Are you a daughter?
No.
No? Okay. Are you a mother?
Still waiting for Maury to come back on that one.
Okay. I'm not a daughter, so neither of us qualify, no matter how you pitch this.
I am getting flashbanged by the fact that this is apparently a Disney movie.
Dude, I've seen theaters do Fantastic Friday. That's where you play Fantastic Four and then Freakier Friday.
Oh, they're trying to do that again. No, I don't think it works.
I get it from a Disney perspective. I really do. And they're both like family movies.
Yeah. No, you need more hopeless nihilism and topless Florence Pugh for that to work.
Hear me out, right? We have the Ben and Reed Hitchhiker movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sue and Johnny get their own Freaky Friday.
That would be funny.
And here's the best part, right? We just steal the scenes where they switch powers from Rise of the Silver Surfer and just put them into the new cast.
Nice. I think Vanessa Kirby would nail that project.
Oh, totally. Vanessa Kirby has my whole faith because, quite frankly, watching Fantastic Four a second time, I realize she's just that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't think we mentioned it, but we talked in the past about how well Marvel does with their casting of people who aren't necessarily like big actors for the sake of getting big actors. And that was something that they did really, really good with this. Is that obviously Vanessa Kirby, Pedro Pascal, massive names. They get people into the theater on their own on the name recognition, but Joseph Quinn, Human Torch, Ralph Ineson, Galactus, and Paul Walter Hauser, Mole Man, all phenomenal jobs as relatively lesser named actors that did just excellent work.
Can I tell you a little story that's going to be really funny?
What's that?
Sam hates Paul Walter Hauser.
Really?
Yes, and it's because he was in Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Do you know about his role in Cobra Kai?
Not at all.
So, he plays a guy named Stingray in there. And the whole joke is, Cobra Kai is about children's karate, right?
Yeah.
Like teens karate. Paul Walter Hauser's character, Stingray, is a man in his 30s that wants to learn children's karate.
Okay.
He is strictly there just to kind of like put into perspective, this is still children's karate, and he's just a creepy adult that wants to hang out with children and gets his ass beat several times.
How unfortunate for him. Wait a minute. Do you know he's born?
Yes, I do know he's from Grand Rapids.
I just saw this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You want to know how much that pisses Sam off? Paul, I know you're listening. I have nothing against you. I have absolutely nothing against you.
Oh, not at all.
You are a star. I appreciate you and everything you do. I can laugh. You're funny. You're a very funny guy. The line, don't be upset, Johnny, someone had to dress you. Very good. Very good. Very good.
However, credit to him. He has both a Golden Globe and an Emmy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for true crime miniseries Blackbird.
Damn. Anyway, Paul, if I see you on the streets, I want you to know I'll give you 15 seconds, but that's as much as I can stop Sam from attacking you. She does not like this man's performances, and I'm so sorry. I heard her groan in the theater when she realized it was him behind those Mole Man glasses.
That's unfortunate. I can appreciate the perspective, but I really enjoyed his character.
I genuinely think he's really fucking funny. I absolutely love him. Do we have anything else on the agenda?
Oh shit! He's in the Naked Gun movie too.
Oh, is he?
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, he's like the sidekick to Liam Neeson. That's
so funny. I guess I gotta take Sam to see Naked Gun now.
Find it super cheap showing and just get ready to leave after 10 minutes.
Dude, like just a matinee ticket real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a totally fine movie, though. So, we're sticking around.
Sam's favorite movie of all time is Willy Wonka.
Mm-hmm.
After we get, like, an Oscar for doing the Planes, Trains, and Fantastic Four movie,
yep.
We're going to have to reboot Willy Wonka with Paul Walter Hauser as Willy Wonka, specifically. Just so we can finally make Sam love this man.
Yeah.
He's apparently also in pro wrestling, which is interesting.
Honestly, it's not super surprising anymore.
No, I feel like there's a lot of acting mobility that can be gained from wrestling.
Mm-hmm. It's a really effective way of showing that you're good at improv that isn't just comedy.
Exactly. There's got to be some like dramatic improv there.
Yeah.
Anything else for the show, Mr. Chiral?
That is the last that I have.
That's good because I'm getting attacked by my cat. I need
I'm
Mr.
sure you
Ryan.
deserve it.
Do I deserve it?
I mean, if you're not actively giving them attention, then
No, okay, so here's what I do with Houdini, everybody. Like, he'll come and he'll be like, Daddy, I want love. So I'll hold out my knuckles for him because he really loves like grinding his teeth against my knuckles. So he'll like come up, open his mouth a little bit, and just rub his teeth on my knuckles. I hate the feeling, but I know he loves it. It's like his way of marking me. I don't get it. Doing it to me right now. I'm Mr. Ryan, and I'm Schmo.
and I'm Cairo, and I'm also a Schmo.
This is the Two Schmoes Show.